Hello and welcome to this YouTube video. I'm Will Spencer, the co-founder of Adema AI. I'm also a property developer, SH Care Projects. I'll put a link below. I develop care home projects for the elderly and also extra care. I've been in it for a good 5 years. I know exactly what I'm doing, made some good money. But today I'm going to show you guys how you can use Adema for site sourcing and earning huge site sourcing fees. So, first of all, you get yourself into Adema. Sign up to our freemium page. You don't have to put in any card details. This is completely free. If you want to book an onboarding with our team, go ahead. You access the freemium page and let's get started. So, first of all, how do we find the companies who are actively looking for new real estate projects? I've just pulled up a couple here, which took me a couple of minutes, just finding companies that are actively in the market trying to find new sites. Now, I know that these companies are giving huge fees for intros. They just don't have the capacity to be actively searching for sites, but you guys have the time and you guys will put in the effort and they will pay you big money. So, first of all, I've got 4 options here. Busy Bees. It's a nursery operator. They're looking for freehold sites, development sites between 0.3 and 0.6 acres. Introductory fees, that's what we're here for. Good incentive fees payable upon exchange and completion. Now, I know from previous conversations with Busy Bees that they're paying 20, 30, 40,000 for a good site introduction. So let's begin on there and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to be able to make this work. So we've got a priority targets list here for 2025. So we can see there's, 20, 30 different locations that they're actively looking for. So we can take one at random. So let's say Shrewsbury. So Shrewsbury and sites between 0.3 and 0.6 acres. So we head onto the Adema Map Explorer, type in Shrewsbury, and then we come up here to the map layers section. And we filter for projects between 0.3 and 0.7 acres as per their requirements. Let's zoom into Shrewsbury. So we know that they're looking for land or they're looking for conversion projects. In my experience, normally it's easier to find land projects, and also they prefer it as well so they can do new builds. But anyway, let's have a look on Adema and see where we can spot some pieces of land that we can then package and send to Busy Bees. I'll also show you in this video how you need to structure your legal package so you can make sure that you don't get circumvented, and also make sure you definitely get paid once you introduce that site. It's super important and somewhere where a lot of people make a mistake. They end up doing all the work and then don't end up getting paid at the end. So I'm going to show you exactly how to make sure from a legalistic perspective you know that the work you're putting in is going to get rewarded. Okay, so I've been fishing around for about 2 minutes trying to find a suitable site on Adema, and I've ended up coming to this project here. Looks like some type of old rundown farmhouse. Doesn't really look like it's in any particularly good shape. It's on a A road, which is perfect for nursery operators, just outside of Shrewsbury. Within sort of residential conurbations. To me, looks like a great site for a nursery. There's an Aldi supermarket there, so people can nip in there on the school run. Starbucks coffee. So let's have a look at it. I'll show you the next stage and how to package this up and potentially get huge fees. We can see here that we have good demographic data, so catchment area radius within, let's say, 2 miles, 3 miles. Household income above the average, median house price above the average, population 30,000 within a 2 mile radius. Looks like a perfect site. Got a real good disposable income increase here. Good amount of owned properties. So let's package this up and let's get it sent to Busy Bees and see if we can make some money. So I'm going to save this project. Shrewsbury Nursery, Busy Bees. Here on the additional notes section, why don't we put in the site manager, new sites manager, Sophie Haley. We'll put that in just so we can come back to it later. Create projects, open your site in projects. I'm just going to go back to the project board and open a new tab. New column, nursery operators, nursery land, busy bees. So we can get a huge row of sites based on all of their priority targets. We can build up a massive list of sites and then we can start sending these over to busy bees. And then at the same time, we also need to start getting in touch with landowners and trying to strike deals, but we'll come on to that in a minute. So we're just going to drag our new site, prospective site, Shrewsbury Nursery Busy Bees, into our Nursery Land Busy Bees folder. Let's open it up. Again, here, as soon as we packaged it up, we've got the name of the correct person at Busy Bees to send it to. We also need to send a non-disclosure agreement, but I'll come on to that in a moment. Non-disclosure agreement means that basically non-disclosure and non-circumvent. So if we get Busy Bees to sign it, what it's called the NDA, non-disclosure and circumvention agreement, then once we've sent her that project, she cannot then circumvent you to the landowner. If she does, then you have a legal challenge, and they would not do that after signing an NDA. So we'll just do a little bit more due diligence. So having a look here, looks like a good busy road. Bus stop, super important for staffing for nurseries. Ownership information, it's owned by a private owner, but that's quite easy to get. Soon on Adema, you'll be able to download the ownership information straight away. Coming soon. Plan attribute, so it's in a built up area, it's not in a green belt, it's in an agricultural land classification, but it's okay because we can see there's a lot of commercial stuff here, so not an issue. Looks like good planning possibility to me. There's no reason why the local authority would deny planning on this. Property market, we've already been through this, looks good. Sales comparables, just to see the local actual sold house prices in the area. Does it have enough wealth for people to be able to send their kids to nursery? Crime rate in high crime, but a lot of places in the UK do have that, so I'm not too concerned about that. Soon you'll have a use case analysis specifically for this exact requirement. So you'll be able to go onto a site and you'll be able to click a button here that says use case analysis for nurseries, and it will tell you immediately that this site is perfect for a nursery. We're going a little bit on a wing here. We're going to quickly knock up a non-disclosure, non-circumvent agreement. So let me show you how to do that really quickly. So let's find the company information, Busy Bees, company's house. Busy Bees Nurseries Limited. So this is the company. So let's put it into ChatGPT, NDNCA. I made a quick template here. Make me a legally binding NDNCA between myself, William Spencer, and Busy Bees, information listed below. Busy Bees Nurseries, registered office address. Please allow this NDNCA to cover all projects which I send through to them from now on and moving forward. So this protects us from them circumventing and going direct to the landowner. So once we've got the landowner agreed to a deal, we do not want to lose that deal because we put in a lot of work. Well, it makes it a lot easier with Adema, but we put in a lot of work to actually put together this deal. There's a hell of a lot of money at stake. We're talking up to 50 grand in some cases. So we want to make sure our position is protected. ChatGPT is great for really simple legal documents like this. Adema will soon have the functionality to be able to do this for you, checked by real legal professionals, but that is also coming soon. Watch this space. So let's ask ChatGPT to make us an agreement. I've written it in a legally enforceable format, covering current and future projects you share with them. So we'll wait for this to finish and I'll be right back. So we've quickly knocked up at NDNCA. This does not constitute legal advice, but for the purpose of what this is, I think it's legally sound, but does not constitute legal advice, and you should take your own. We have documentation. If you want to DM us, we have NDAs which have been checked over by solicitors, but if you want to send these, then you should get third-party legal advice. However, from my perspective and in my personal opinion, I think that these documents are good enough from ChatGPT to be used for this purpose. Right, let's go back to report generation. So, generate PDF report. And here we go. So, project review. So this is a document that we can now send to our friend over at Busy Bees. Can't remember her name. Sophie Haley. So let's generate this report and save it. So it just gives all the real quality information that's required for her to make a decision. Real good insight. So once we send her this and once we send her the non-circumvent agreement, then we're on course to be able to start putting together a deal. So next stage now is to prepare the ownership information, get a letter ready, and let's contact the owner of this site. So I've just pulled up the title register to find out who the owner is of this site. 86 Battlefield Road. This is just all the title information, so some quite simple detail. Proprietor Jamie Richard Towers and Helen Jane Towers of 116 Battlefield Road, Shrewsbury, and of 86 Battlefield Road, Shrewsbury. So, next step, we need to prepare a letter for Jeremy and Helen to say that we want to buy their site. So, let's prepare that now. So go back into GBT, upload the register, and we ask, please make me an offer letter for the proprietor. Explain that we are interested in purchasing the site on an option basis. So, really important here, the way that we do these deals, either we introduce the seller directly to the buyer and have a fee agreement in the middle, or we make an option agreement and we buy the site via a £1 option and then we flip it onto Busy Bees. There's two different ways of doing it. The option method is a little bit more complicated, so maybe for the purpose of this, we just send a letter saying that we've had some interest from a operator of nurseries and we'd like to do a deal. So, ChatGPT, please make me an offer letter to the proprietor. Explain we are interested in purchasing the site on an option basis or an introductory operator of childcare facilities. Put my contact details on. So here we're going to prepare a letter that we can then print off, send in the post, and understand whether this particular seller would be interested in doing a deal. The other way of doing it would be to drive round to the house, knock on the door, and ask them directly, look, I've got a willing purchaser. Do you want to do a deal on this piece of land? Yes or no? I've done it loads of times in my career. It's actually where most of my deals have come from, just by going around, knocking on the door, explaining the situation, and doing a deal on the spot. You will be surprised about how open people are to face-to-face conversation, how open they are to entrepreneurialism, how open they are to actually doing a deal These people, this looks like a spare piece of land on the side of an existing property. So I would say you've got a good chance of being able to do the deal. So here we've got a lovely letter that I can now print off. I will put that in the post today and send it straight to Jeremy. If he doesn't answer within, let's say, a week, then I send another letter, a chaser. If he doesn't answer after 2 weeks, then I drive around to his house, I knock on his door and ask him if he wants to do a deal. And what do I take? We take the fee agreement. So here we go, just bang that into ChatGPT. Nice, easy fee agreement. So again, we're making money on both sides here, not just from Busy Bees, who I'm guessing are paying up to 50 grand for an introduction, but also the land seller, because they might be sat on this piece of land now, not really knowing what to do with it. So it might be refreshing for you to come over and say, look, we've got a buyer, we've got an interested party, we can take it off your hands. All I want is 10 grand, 5 grand or whatever, so I can put it together and package it. So we're making 2 fees here, guys, 2 fees. This is super good business. I've done this so many times. It works a lot. Don't get me wrong, you have to do 100 of these to get good numbers. Not everybody's going to want to sell, and all of the sites aren't going to be suitable for the operator. But if you do enough of these and you spend enough time working at it, then you will find one. You will find one. And once you find one, they are so easy to do after that. You've just got to keep banging at it. It is a numbers game, ultimately. If you do 100 projects, I can guarantee that you're going to get 5, 6, 7 people that agree to say yeah. You've just got to find the high quality sites by using Adema, which I've just showed you how to do. And you've got to easily package it, and you've got to make sure you've got the correct documentation in place. So now guys, next steps. So number 1, we send an email to Sophie Haley at Busy Bees here. We send her this report along with the agreement that we made earlier, non-disclosure and non-circumvention agreement. In reality, we can also just make a standard fee agreement which has a non-circumvention clause, but either one is good. So first of all, we send to Sophie either the non-circumvention agreement or a fee agreement with non-circumvention clause. We get her to sign that up. So that means that the way that it's put together means that for every site that you send over to Busy Bees, you will be protected. So they can't circumvent onto the purchaser. So you can happily just keep sending more and more sites. Obviously, initially, you do want to get a grasp of whether the landowner actually wants to sell the site. So that's also super important. The way you do it, first of all, I would make sure that I get the agreements in place with the different operators. So I would make sure I get the agreement in place first with Busy Bees, just so that's all locked in. And then from there, you can start working Adema, you can start packaging these sites and keep sending them over. The most important thing is having the agreement with Busy Bees and also being smart with the landowner and making sure that you have that agreement in place also. Again, either on an option basis, which I must admit is a little bit more professional, requires a little bit more intuition and detail because you have to have option agreements, you have to get lawyers involved, etc, etc. But there is an easy way to do it, which is just a simple fee agreement, and you introduce the landowner with the purchaser and you take a fee off both sides. Let's say you can take 10 grand off the landowner and you can take 20, 30 off Busy Bees. You're in for a big payday. As long as you do it just as I have explained, then you can make a hell of a lot of money. So that is just off one operator who is looking for nurseries. There are so many other companies that are looking for sites. For example, I've just pulled up a few here. Taylor Wimpey. If you found a Taylor Wimpey site and you could get it in front of them, just using the same formula which I've just explained, they're paying huge fees. Got another one here, KFC. I know KFC are paying 20,000 a site. So you could have the same agreement with KFC and you could just send them site after site after site. Obviously making sure you go through the process, trying to find the relevant landowner, etc. Here we have Premier Inn, Whitbread. These are all the different locations that they're looking for. I know because I've done a couple of these. They're looking for somewhere around 1 acre for a hotel site. Very easy to deal with. Again, you've got all the contact information of all the correct people here from different regions. You've got all the different locations here. It's just a case of typing location again onto Adema, making sure that you've got everything perfectly aligned in your project section. You know, we had another one here for Travelodge sites, Travelodge hotel, sorry, Premier Inn hotel sites. We had more projects. Let's say, for example, we've got one here, Premier Inn are looking for sites in Ripon. We filter, let's say, between 1 and 0.9 and 2 acres. We see all the sites here that are within those remits. So we have a quick scan. Look at this beautiful little piece of land tucked away just outside the town centre of Ripon. There's a hotel there, but doesn't make any difference. Stick that in our projects folder. Premier Inn Op Ripon. Details of Whitbread, who are the owners of Premier Inn, 1.36 acres. Looks like it does the job for me, and then we just go through the process again. So, thank you very much, guys. I'll keep you updated on new product. This is the way for anybody, I would say in the world, to use Adema to successfully piece together and package deals. I'll be doing a load more of these videos. I will also be making an educational downloadable, so have a look at that. But happy hunting, happy sourcing, get onto Adema now and start making some real money. Enjoy. So I'm showing you now how to use Adema freemium to piece together and package projects. Soon we'll be releasing the gold standard Adema premium. So the process of actually putting together the documentation, the process of sourcing the suitable operator, the process of actually finding the sites, all of these processes will be done with automation. Think ChatGPT, but the collective brain of real estate. It is the ultimate tool for any real estate professional to easily put together deals. This functionality will be coming out very soon. In this video, I'm showing you how to do it now on freemium whilst it lasts. But soon you'll have the capability and functionality to piece together these projects much quicker. So we're talking more land deals, finding more suitable operators, being able to put together these agreements easier to send out to landowners and send out to the correct operators. So keep an eye out for Adema Gold version. It's coming very soon. But in the meantime, use this strategy on Adema Freemium and you will do very well.